I have officially been on a GLP-1 medication for 1 year. And today, for my 1 year anniversary, I'm going to tell you everything that a GLP-1 medication has done for me. And some of these things may surprise you. Hey everybody, it's Allie. I'm on a fantabulous weight loss quest, and hopefully you'll subscribe and come along for the ride because I put out new videos every day. And today's video is brought to you by mushrooms. They're here, they're fun, they have protein, and they're the fungus among us. I am super excited to be making this video today because it has been 1 year and I never thought that I would get to this point, right? Like when you're in the beginning stages of your GLP-1 journey, you're like, holy crap, I just want to get to the good part, right? Like that TikTok thing where it's like, you get to the good part. I've reached the good part, and honestly, it's only going to get better from here. So I wanted to talk to you guys about everything that a GLP-1 has done for me. And some of these items I have not really gone over before. So if you are a regular subscriber, you are sure to be surprised. First things first, we'll get the obvious one out of the way, which is I have been on Mounjaro, which is Zepbound Tirzepatide, for 1 year, and it has helped me lose 103 pounds. And I'm still having to wrap my head around that. I've still got a ways to go. I have not reached my goal weight. And for those of you who are new, I do not have a set goal weight at this time. I have never in my adult life been able to achieve this kind of success in a weight loss quest. So I'm kind of winging it. I mean, I know what a healthy range is, but I'm really just winging it. And I know that we've got a ways to go, but there have been a lot of improvements, and that's what I want to tell you about. So first and foremost, and this is one of the ones that I don't talk about very often on my channel, it has cured my gluten sensitivity. Now, the reason why I don't talk about this on my channel is because I can't find any research to back it up or explain it or justify it or even lead me in the direction of being able to tell people that and give them hope that they could have the same effect on a GLP-1. I can't explain it. And when I say gluten sensitivity, I mean that I did testing to see if I had celiac disease. It came back negative, but you know, the testing that they did back in the day was not always 100% accurate. But yeah, I can eat gluten, and I have been, and I'm perfectly fine. And that absolutely blows my mind. And for those of you who are not familiar with the gluten sensitivity or even celiac disease, it sucks. I can tell you firsthand, it is horrible. There is gluten in everything. Going out to eat is challenging, right? If you get gluted, right, where you thought you were fine and you weren't eating something with gluten in it and then it did, you have horrible, painful cramps, diarrhea, just fatigue. You will straight up pass out from the pain. And there were many times that I did. All of that is gone. I mean, if I wasn't a diabetic, I could eat gluten all day and be perfectly fine, which absolutely blows my mind. And again, I can't explain it. So I don't want to throw it out there and have people misunderstand and think that, it could happen to them, because I haven't even been able to find other people who can make the same claim. So going right along with that is going to be my lactose intolerance, which is also 100% gone. Guys, I wish I had an answer. I'm so sorry. The only thing I can tell you is that if you have a gluten sensitivity, not celiac disease, but a gluten sensitivity, or you're lactose intolerant and you're on a GLP-1, I found this out once I was like 3 months into my journey. I actually accidentally consumed food that had dairy in it. And when I realized, I was like, it would be about time for me to have to run to the bathroom and be horribly ill for days. What is going on? And I was totally fine. And that's when the experiment started. And I figured out I can drink milk. I can have cheese. I can, right? It's weird. Again, can't explain it. I think it probably has a lot to do with delayed digestion, right? Because of the GLP-1, and also reducing inflammation, right? Because both gluten and dairy cause inflammation. And since we're on the topic of inflammation, I have none. My joints feel amazing. The amount that my face has changed, I'll scoot over here so I can put a picture up for you, is just phenomenal. Now, a lot of this is weight related, so I'm not coming to you and I'm, oh my God, cortisol face, moon face. No, just, that's all garbage. But I did have inflammation in my face, and I did lose it. And I continue to keep the inflammation at bay because of this phenomenal medication. This one is a burger biggie, and I mean that in all seriousness. Being on a GLP-1 has allowed me the space to heal my relationship with food. And I know that we hear a lot of people talk about that, and I know, for me personally on my channel, I talk about the importance of healing your relationship with food. It's a mental game. And it's one of the many reasons why I feel like being on a GLP-1, one of the requirements that insurance should have is that there should be some form of therapy covered by insurance included with the process. Not that you have to go every week, not, some kind of strenuous thing, right? Like, I'm not trying to make it difficult for people, but this journey over the last year has completely changed how I view food. And food was running my life. And it has been since I was a child, and I just didn't know that there could be anything different. I didn't know that this wasn't the way everyone thought. Even as, a preteen sitting there eating more food than even my own grown man father was eating, and having him say, are you sure you're not full? Because you're eating a lot of food, right? And then he and my mom would talk about, well, maybe she's just going through a growth spurt. Well, no, actually, I just had food noise and I didn't know how to control it. I didn't know that I was any different than anybody else. I thought that this was how everyone functioned. Everyone obsessed about when their next meal was going to be, all the time. Thought about food, watched TV that solely revolved, 80% of the time around food. When Food Network came around, I was like, this channel is for me. Clearly, other people are the same as me, because now there's a whole channel about food. And then there's cooking shows and everything relating to food for people like me who were obsessed with food. Which brings me to my next point, which is the elimination of food noise, right? And which is exactly what I've been describing. It's this obsessive, compulsive need to meal plan, meal prep, look up recipes, watch things about food, think about food. Where's your next meal coming from? To eat and eat and eat and eat, right? Like, food noise is so expansive that it literally just fills up your entire brain. You don't have room to think about anything else because all you're thinking about is food. And you actually have to actively push it to the side in order to focus on things, right, that are related to functioning in life, right? But you're always coming back to it. GLP-1 has completely eliminated the food noise. My brain space has multiplied by 100. My creativity in things that I love to do, whether it's, little crafty projects or working on writing a book or, my YouTube channel, all of these things, like my creativity has just, it's like there is no limit. There's nothing holding me back. The clarity of thought, I just can't describe it for you. You just have to experience it to understand. Thanks to a GLP-1, I was able to learn hunger cues because my entire life I have never known what that is. Like, I know what hunger is because I felt it before, but fullness cues, stopping eating when you're full, like that was a completely foreign concept to me that my body did not do. Like, people talk about how they, oh, I'm so stuffed, I'm so full. I didn't know what that was. I said those words because over a lifetime of hearing them, I just regurgitated what I heard, right? But I didn't know what that was. I could go and eat an entire meal before meeting up with family or friends and then eat with them. And I often did. There were times when I would be going home from work and I would stop at fast food and get fast food to then go home and eat dinner with a significant other. And it was not a problem. I used to order fast food and pretend like I was ordering for an entire family worth of people. It was just me. Because I knew that after I ate the food, an hour later, I was just going to be hungry again. So I might as well just get as much as I can, right? Which would be 3 or 4 meals, and then eat those. That was my life. That's not my life anymore. I understand what fullness cues are. I recognize them in my body and in my body's reaction to eating food. I no longer eat so much that I make myself ill. I know when to stop. I know when I am comfortably satiated. And I have never felt that in my entire life. A GLP-1 medication has helped me to correct my blood sugars, which were out of control. My A1C is now just below the diabetic level, so it is in a pre-diabetic level. And I hope to be able to continue to bring that down and get it to a normal level and continue to keep that. And most of that comes from learning about nutrition and learning how to navigate this world that we have where we've been taught that food is either good or bad. You're either 100% on your diet or you're cheating. And I'm here to tell you that there is no cheating. There is no good or bad. Food is just food. And if you're in a calorie deficit because you want to lose weight and you're on a GLP-1, then you just eat food. And you can make more calorie dense choices and you can make less calorie dense choices to fit within that window of a calorie deficit, but it's not good or bad. There's no reason to beat yourself up. There's no reason to hate yourself anymore. And I don't. I spent so much of my life hating myself, putting myself down, looking in the mirror and being absolutely disgusted at everything. Everything. Not selectively, not one body part, not, oh, I wish this looked better. No, everything. Hating all of it. I spent the majority of my adult life in that mindset, and it was suffocating me. Slowly and painfully. And I had to actively work against being depressed, which would spiral me into another binge eating episode, to then just start the cycle over again. You binge eat, you hate yourself, you look in the mirror, you hate yourself, so you binge eat. You're depressed because you binge ate, you gain 10 pounds. It just keeps going and going and going. And a GLP-1 coupled with excellent nutrition, determination, and patience has allowed me to just go, pew, bye, see ya. Self-loathing, pew, it's gone. I don't hate me. And I want to be perfectly clear for anybody who is on a GLP-1, who's on a weight loss quest. I look horrible under clothes. Now, I know what you're going to say. All of my people, because you love me and I love you too. I want to have a very real moment with you right now. I have loose skin. I still have weight to lose. My body is starting to look like, Mr. Snowman melting in the sun. And I gotta tell you, it feels great. I know. You're like, especially the women, you're like, Allie, what are you talking about? You've got pancake boobs because you've lost all the volume in losing 103 pounds and you're happy about it? Oh yeah. Oh, you bet your sweet ass I am. I don't care if I have pancake boobs. I don't care if I look like a melted candle. I don't care if I have loose skin everywhere and I have to cover my body from head to toe. I don't care if I lose all of my hair. If I get to feel this good. It's not about how you look. And I know that it's important to a lot of people. And I get it. I'm not saying I don't understand. What I'm saying is, if you do the work, if you do the mental work and you win the mental game, it just puts everything in perspective. Oh my gosh. I sound like one of those Buddhist gurus about, you have to find inner peace.
Inner peace. Inner peace. Oh, inner peace.
Inner peace. But it's true. It's true. And I know that there will be a lot of people who watch this video that are just starting out on your journey, and you're excited and you're impatient and you're posting in support groups and you're going, I've been on this medication for 3 months and I've only lost, 28 pounds. What am I doing wrong? What blah, 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 right? Like, I know you're watching. And I'm here to tell you that is a perfectly normal phase in this journey. You need to work through it. Because looking back on all the feelings that I felt for this entire year, I remember just starting out and looking at pictures of people who had lost 100 pounds, 150 pounds, and going, how long did it take you? How long until you started to see the results in the mirror? How long until you started to feel it? When did you start to see the difference? Give it time. I know that we live in a world that's all about instant gratification, instant satisfaction, right? And that's why diet culture ropes us in. And it has for so many years. That's why. Because it gave us that initial instant gratification, right? You went on XYZ diet and 10 days later you had dropped 6 pounds. Except in the real world, none of that worked for a reason. And each one of us as individuals has to find out what that reason is. And it's going to vary from person to person. And you can have multiple reasons. For some people, it will be because they're diabetic. For others, it's because they have PCOS or Hashimoto's. For others, it's because they have a binge eating disorder. There's a whole myriad of reasons. It doesn't matter what your reason is for being on a GLP-1. It's a good reason. And if you can work through with the help of your doctor, your support team, your family, your friends, support people, right? In a support group, positive only support group, link in the description box below, then with all of that, you can all work together and you can be successful. You can do it. I know it doesn't feel like it sometimes. I know that when you're nauseated and you're laying in bed and you haven't met your protein goal for the day and you can't even dream of drinking water right now. I know that it's hard. Because all those people, right, told you, oh, taking a GLP-1, that's cheating. You're a cheater eater. That's the easy way out. I got news for you. And I'm going to say this as honestly and as straightforward as I possibly can. Those people are full of shit. And their ignorance is shining. You cannot listen to that. You can't. You need to surround yourself with positivity. You need to give yourself grace. You need to give yourself time. Be patient. And when you feel yourself getting to that point where you want to give up, you take a deep breath and you remember all the times that you gave up before. This time is different. This time, you can do it. And do you want to know how I know that you can do it? Because I believe in you. I know that you can. I'm so proud of all of the work that you've done. And together, we can do this. Now I'm all verklempt. I want to give a huge, huge hug to all of you who are watching this video. And I really want to super duper squeeze all of my subscribers, all of my group members, the moderators in my group. You ladies know who you are. I love you. I know that there's a lot of ups and downs when it comes to a GLP-1. And many, many people talk about the things that they regret when it comes to a GLP-1. And I want to tell you that from the deepest, warmest place in my heart, I only have one regret when it comes to a GLP-1. I regret that I didn't get on it sooner. I purposefully waited because I bought in to all of the social media garbage about how, oh, it's not safe, and oh, just you're gonna be a guinea pig, and oh, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna let this sit for a while. I'm gonna see how people do. I was an idiot. I wish I had done this the moment the meds hit the market. Because I've got my life back. The life that I didn't even know I was missing. I didn't even know. I've got it back. And it's mine, and I love it. And I super appreciate all of you for being here, for subscribing, for contributing your stories and your positive comments in my support group. Thank you. Thank you for being here on my journey for the past year. And I'm excited to see where this is going to take us for this next year. And I'm also really excited about Thanksgiving. This will be my second Thanksgiving on a GLP-1 medication. And I was so scared last year. But this year I'm excited. I hope that you get to spend the holiday season with your friends, with your family, with your loved ones. I hope that if you are watching this video and you've just started out on your GLP-1 journey, I hope that you pump yourself up and give yourself the credit and know that you can do this because I believe in you. And if you have been on this journey with me for some time, thank you. And we are still going to be hitting it hard every day. And every day is not going to be perfect, but it's going to be great. And we're going to do that together. You and me. And mushrooms. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. It helps my channel. If you haven't already, subscribe, because why not? And make sure you go check out my other videos where I have helpful tips and tricks that have helped me get all the way up to 103 pounds lost in exactly 1 year. If you're looking for a positive-only support group, don't worry, I've got you covered. The link is in the description box below. And as always, be kind, rewind.